We had a few students in news production sit down and look at some of the first daily news shows and talk about how the shows have changed over the past 8 weeks.
Happy Friday. Today on the show, we get you ready for the weekend in sports. We have news from all around the world and a ton more. It's Friday, January 24th, 2020, and this is MCHSLive.com news. As we celebrate the birth of a 3-year-old hippo named Fiona. She was born 6 weeks premature and weighing a fifth of the weight of a normal newborn hippo. She is currently happy and healthy. In her honor, the Cincinnati Zoo is asking that instead of sending her a gift, that you should consider purchasing a t-shirt to support Australian wildlife.
Last night, the LSU Tigers clinched their 5th national championship in school history as they took down the Clemson 42-25 in New Orleans. LSU head coach Ed Ogeron said,
This is about our team, it's about our coaching staff, about everybody wanting to Portland go to the great state of Louisiana. I'm just so happy for everybody.
I feel like we were kind of awkward, like on camera. We were just like uncomfortable. And like watching myself, I mean, I feel like I was confident, but like I feel like now that like I understand like what's going on, like it's a lot easier to get through the show. And like it flows more smoothly. I feel like I've gotten better like working all the technical stuff. So like counting in the show and like doing the teleprompter. I used to suck at that. And the technical director where you push the buttons and cue stuff in.
We also sat down with Mr. White to get his perspective on how the class has developed and changed throughout the semester.
Happy Friday. Today on the show, we get you ready for the weekend in sports. We have news from all around the world and a ton more. It's Friday, January 24th, 2020, and this is MCHSLive.com news. As we celebrate the birth of a 3-year-old hippo named Fiona.
Good afternoon. It's Thursday, January 23rd, and on today's show, we remind you about the esports team meeting, have details about tomorrow's basketball
and she's like this tall.
And details about the rugby match on Saturday.
Now her nose is gone.
We have a ton to cover, so let's get started now.
It's so hard to watch.
Last night, the LSU Tigers clinched their 5th national championship in school history as they took down the Clemson 42-25 in New Orleans. LSU head coach Ed Ogeron said,
This is about our team, it's about our coaching staff, about everybody wanting to Portland go to the great state of Louisiana. I'm just so happy for everybody.
The students are starting to see what they're shooting, as opposed to just kind of looking at it. They would have noticed Carolyn disappearing, and a couple of the graphics were issues. And then in the first video with Tadarica, part of the green screen's missing, and they would notice that now most likely. Their presentation's better. Tadarica's really good on camera. She doesn't think she is, but she's really good on camera. But I think that they're getting more natural in terms of what they're doing. Practice has definitely helped to get them more familiar with the different things. The hard part about teaching this is I can't teach everything. I can't teach, hey, look at that spot on there, that's a bad green screen. So it comes with experience.
It's Friday, January 24th, 2020, and this is MCHSLive.com news. as we celebrate the birth of a 3-year-old hippo named Fiona.
Repetition, practice, and hard work for sure. Not being so nervous on camera helps a lot. Just like I said, with repetition, it makes you more comfortable with everything. The biggest change is, to me, I would say the biggest change is probably the readiness and the preparation of the show. That's got a lot more smooth. You know, like everybody's not asking like, hey, who's doing this and what's going on with this and all that. And, you know, we kind of revise it and we fix the script and we make it better.
As we celebrate
The transitions on the technical director, those are terrible. They was already done with the intro, and she was just sitting there like, that was really bad. Everybody found out like that they need to start taking it serious, and then they also like wanted to learn how to do the job, and it finally got interesting to them. People actually want to step up and be a director. That's actually surprising to me because a lot of people have been scared to do it, but now everybody's learning. I have to be taking charge.
The biggest change for me personally is doing the different reps and the different positions of all the jobs.
The biggest change has been me backing away and letting the students do all of the work, and me coming in more as a coach as opposed to a teacher, and the students' understanding of what they need to do in order to really make the show great. I'm starting to see leaders develop. They don't know it yet. I'm starting to see, whereas 2-3 weeks ago the students were hesitant to jump into a job, I see now that they're going, okay, I got it. Or reaching over and helping someone else, which means they really have it. So that's been the biggest thing, is just seeing some leaders develop, and that's a part of the rotation where there's a different role every day for everybody.
The biggest change, probably since the beginning, was like we've now been divided into 2 groups. So like while one group is like working on the show and writing the show and making the show, like we have another group that like does other stuff with like cameras, and right now they're writing interviews. So I guess like just like splitting up and like dividing and conquering. I think just practice and like repetition and just doing it every day. And like I like that we like take turns, and it's not like you do the same thing every day. So it's like you get to like see, even though you feel like you might do best like in front of the camera, like you might get to see like maybe if you're like watching from the outside, like you pick up on the things that other people make mistakes on, or that like other people do really good. So I feel like just practice and like watching other people do their job like helps a lot.
After seeing how the shows have developed over the past 8 weeks, it is exciting to see how they'll look at the end of the semester.